Welcome to Gmail. What you see on your screen is what your Gmail may look like, where there's not much going on in the center. You have some basic things on the left, and then you have some different options all the way around. It may look a little bit different than mine, only because some things might be set for your district, or as things were converted over from Outlook into Gmail, it might have changed some things. But you can customize your Gmail to be anything you'd like. But first, let's go over the navigation of what you see on your screen. On the left-hand side, all the way at the top, you see those three lines. These three lines in here are your menu. If I click on it, I can make the menu kind of squish into the left, or if I click on it again, I can pull it back out. So if your left side menu is hidden, like this, where you just see these icons, go ahead and click on those three lines to open it back up. Now, as you're going through the training, if you have access to your Gmail account, it'd be great for you to open up a separate screen or on a separate device, open up Gmail to practice as we go through. If you don't, that's okay. You'll have access to these videos to be able to come back to. All right, so far we have shortened or squished in our menu and we've reopened it. Below that, you see where it says the word mail and there's a down arrow next to it. If you click on that down arrow, what it will do is it will again squish up that menu. And if I click on it, it will open that menu back up. I leave mine open all the time, but if you need to get to something and it's in the way, that's how you kind of squish it up. Next to the mail, there's a pencil icon. This is where you're going to click to start a fresh new email. And we'll get to that in the next video. Below that, you have your inbox. That's going to show all of your messages that you have, either that have been read or not read. You have your starred ones, and these are going to be ones that you kind of set are high priority and you want to get to them. You have ones that you've snoozed, and in a later video, I'll show you how that works. You'll have access to any email that you've sent. You have access to drafts, so these are ones that you've started but you haven't sent. And under more, you will have the ones that you've marked important, anything that you've scheduled, and then as you create labels, those will show up below that as well. You also have a chat and a rooms feature. The chat allows you to send messages to and from each other within your Google account. I'll show you that. It may be something that is shut off in your district, or it's something you will have access to. Below that is a new feature that where you have rooms, and that's going to allow you to have conversations and keep all of your emails and resources that you have available within the G Suite available to you in this space. We're not really going to get into that in this course because that's a new feature that hasn't quite rolled out to everyone yet, but just know that it is something that as we do an advanced Google Meet or advanced rather Gmail in the future, we can take a look at. Below that, you also have access to your Google Meet to be able to start a new meeting or actually go in and see what meetings you have scheduled. Sometimes this menu doesn't show up on the left, sometimes it's on the right, depending on how you organize your Gmail and how your district organizes your Gmail. So if it's not in exactly the same spot, it's either on the left or it's on the right. In the center is where all of your mail will show up. Up at the top, you have a select button that lets you select all the messages. Next to that, you have a down arrow that lets you select certain types of messages. You have a refresh button right next to it that when you click on it will refresh your page. And then you have a three dots menu where you can mark all of yours as read. As we go through and we look at different Gmail accounts, I'll show you some other features within that, but that's your basic when you first get in. Up at the top, you have a search feature. We'll practice using that in a later video, and we'll talk about how you have all these different search options. Continuing on to the top, you may or may not have this feature where it can show that you're available. There's a do not disturb, a set as away, and there's also a chat notification setting that's in there. If you don't have that, don't worry about it. It's one of those features that is being rolled out in Gmail, so it's coming, but you may not have it yet. Off to the right, you have a little question mark. This is your support button. This is your go-to if you get stuck. So click on that support and you have help so you can ask a question. There's training so you can get some more resources. You can see any updates that have happened or are happening in Google. And then if there's something you wish Google has, like maybe there's a feature in Outlook that you loved and it's not available, send this feedback to Google and they can help you out. This is one of those things that the more people request features, this is what moves the priority to what actually gets rolled out in Gmail first. Next to that is the settings. We're going to take a look at this in the next video. And then you have your waffle, and your waffle is going to allow you access to other apps within your G Suite. All the way on the right, you can see which account you are logged into. And I'm going to show you how you don't want to log into multiple accounts from this location. I'll show you that in a later video as well. On the right, you have some additional features. And again, we'll go over those in some later videos. So that is the basic navigation of Gmail. Take a minute if you can and go through and click them on yours and see how the organization looks. When we get into the next video, we're really going to see an account in action and what it could look like and how you can set that up.